guys, this is Anas Ait Nasser with you at ajanqraanglais.com. Today's lesson is mainly about present perfect and simple past. And I'm going to make a comparison between the two tenses to understand them more. So, last time I explained to you what is past simple and how to form it and when to use it. But it's not hard to have a recap. So we have, as I said, past simple is verb plus ed. For regular verbs like arrived, played, and irregular verbs, they change form. You need to learn them by heart. And I really don't agree with this. The act of learning them by heart is an exercise, a practical exercise to learn them to know how to use them. And in the next video, I will just show you how to do this. So, and to solve your problems with the regular verbs. Now, I will go back to present perfect and try to explain it more so that you get acquainted with it and with its use, its form. Present perfect is basically have or has plus past participle of the verb. Okay? I repeat again. Have or has plus past participle of the verb. What's the story? Here we have and has. Okay, simply put, have is used when you have pronouns like or subject like I, you, we, and they. And has is used when you have she, he, and it. So for the negative form is subject plus haven't or hasn't, then the past participle of the verb. And for the interrogative, we have or has plus subject plus verb in past participle. So we start here by have, and then have or has, then the subject, then the past participle of the verb. Now, to illustrate the difference between simple past and present perfect, I'm going to give you a number of examples and I will try to explain. Okay? So, let's first have a look at the first example. I have never visited the US. I have never visited the US. There, in simple past, we have my grandmother never visited the US. What's the story here? What's the difference? So, I have never visited the US. It's me who's talking to you now. I have never visited the US. So, here I'm using present perfect because I still have the chance. There is a possibility that I can visit the US because I'm still alive. I'm still here. Okay? I can visit it probably in the future. But here we have my grandmother never visited the US because she died. I'm using a simple past because my grandmother died. No possibility in the future. Okay? So, that's the first use. Another example would be here to illustrate the big difference between present perfect and simple past. So, what is this big difference between present perfect and simple past? Look at this example. I have bought a car. And here, I bought a car. So, I have bought, this is present perfect. Have, bought. Have plus the past participle of the verb buy. Okay, present perfect. Here, I bought, which is the simple past of the verb buy. Okay, so, if you look at the two sentences, what differences, or what's the difference, if you wish? What's the difference between the two sentences? Great, good. So we notice here we have one difference, last week. What is last week? That's time, right? Time. So, and here we notice that there is no time. Time is not mentioned. So basically here, we know, we know the time. We know the time. But then, here we don't know the time. We don't know the time. And in English, this is the basic and a big difference between present perfect and past perfect. Present perfect is used for actions that happen in the past whose time is not known. So we don't know the time. But for simple past, most cases it is used with indications of time of the past. It means we know when the action happens. Right, good. Another example, I have had breakfast this morning at 9. Here I had breakfast this morning. Sorry, I had breakfast this morning at 9. You see, it's the same thing, right? I have had breakfast this morning. I had breakfast this morning at 9. Let's see now what's the difference. Now it's 11 a.m. It is still the morning. We're still talking about the morning. We are still in the morning. Here we have it's 2 p.m. It's the afternoon, right? So here we are still talking about the morning. So if we use present perfect with this morning, if you are talking about an action that happened in the same morning, but you are still in the morning. But here we use simple past with this morning, if it is the afternoon or the evening, to show this. Also, you've got to bear in mind that present perfect is frequently used with expressions like never, ever, just, yet, for, like for 10 years, for 20 years, for 15 years, since 2008, sorry, 2008, recently, so far, okay? And simple past, as I said in the last video, in the previous video, that it is simple past is used with last year, ago, in 2017, and also with when, right? Yes, when is most of the time used. If you're talking about the past, it is used with simple past. So that's all for today. Next video is going to be again about more tenses, and in the next video I'm going to explain to you the difference between present simple and present continuous. Thank you for watching. See you soon.